You've built a 500 crore business from scratch. You know every corner of the operation. You hire a top tier CEO with an Ivy League degree, and 6 months later, it's a disaster. Why does this keep happening in family businesses? Let's unpack the most misunderstood part of growth: leadership hiring. Namaste, and welcome to Mandates, Moksha, and Me, the daily podcast where India's tradition meets transformation. I've spent the last 20 years sitting across the table from promoters, listening, advising, and solving what I believe is the toughest challenge in a family run setup: finding the right leader who fits. Let's start with the obvious. Family businesses in India today are at inflection point. They want to scale, professionalize, attract capital. But that journey requires leadership beyond the family, and that's where real struggle begins. In my experience, promoters led businesses typically falter in hiring for three reasons. One, they hire for competence, not context. A resume looks great, past roles shine. But does this leader understand the emotional architecture of a family business? Can they work with ambiguity, legacy, loyalties, unspoken hierarchies? Most don't. Second, they confuse loyalty with alignment. Many promoters say, "We want someone loyal." But what they actually need is someone aligned to the culture, vision, and the growth path. Loyalty can be blind, alignment is intentional. Third, they don't onboard, they outsource. Hiring is just step one, but what about onboarding, integration, trust building? Often leaders are brought in and left alone to figure things out. In family businesses, relationships matter more than org charts. Without a structured transition, even the best hires fail. Now, here's the paradox: promoters do want professional leadership, but they also want control. That tension is natural. But if not acknowledged, it becomes the silent killer of every CXO hire. I remember a case from a few years ago. A brilliant CEO hired by a well known second generation promoter. The first 30 days were smooth, but by month 3, the cracks had started. The CEO felt undermined. The promoter felt the CEO was too corporate. When I finally sat down with both of them, it was clear. They had never defined success the same way. They weren't fighting about targets, they were fighting about trust. In that moment, I realized most leadership hires don't fail because of skill gap. They fail because of cultural gaps, because expectations were never verbalized, because relationships weren't nurtured, and because nobody helped the promoter let go. If you're a promoter listening today, ask yourself, are you hiring someone to take charge or someone to take orders? And if you're a professional entering a family business, are you prepared to lead with both strategy and sensitivity? These are the conversations we need to normalize, and that's why this podcast exists. Connect with me on LinkedIn or drop me a message at rohan@vnradvisory.com. Until tomorrow, this is Rohan Mehta helping you build leadership that lasts longer than legacy.